Hi everyone, this is Sneha and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video of interview code, I'll be interviewing Shipra who got into Flipkart being from an EC background. So she'll be answering all the questions on how she self-studied her way to Flipkart without having any knowledge of the IT subjects that we have. So let's get started. So hi Shipra, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Sneha. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing great. So first, let's get to know more about you. Can you please introduce yourself, like your technicals, your non-technicals? Go ahead.
Hi guys, my name is Shipra, and I'm an undergrad in And speaking of my technicals, so throughout the college, I was interested in web development, and I have attended several courses in it and have done several projects in it. And apart from it, I like to sing, and I have a great interest in music. So that's all.
Awesome. So first, let us understand how did you get to know about this opportunity and what was the screening process like?
I got this opportunity through the campus recruitment program of Flipkart. So the company came in my campus, and I was from EC, and like it was open for all the students. So I was eligible for the coding round. So I got into it. Now, the screening process for Flipkart, I would say it was pretty straightforward. So there were three rounds total, including the coding round and the two interviews. So the first round, it was the coding part, and we had three questions. So I would say all of them were moderate questions, not too hard. And the first one, I would say it was easy and basic implementation question. And the other two questions were of DP, but still they were of moderate level. So one was basic knapsack question, and the other one was the variant of alliance. And that question is also named as Russian Dawn envelopes on lead code. So you can check it out.
Okay.
So, I mean, I was able to solve all three of them, and the round was timed to for 1.5 hours, and I was able to solve all of them in less than an hour. So it went pretty good for me. So this was for the coding round,
Right.
and the next round was the technical interview, first round. So the interview took place in a platform known as SHL. It's not a pretty common one. So
Mhm.
in that platform, it wasn't like I have to write the code and I can run it on test cases. It
Okay.
was just like that I have to write the code and I have to dry run the code for the interview. So I had two interviewers in the second round, that is the technical round. And so it started off with the basic introduction part, and it then we directly jumped to the coding questions. So they gave me two coding questions to solve in a period of 45 minutes.
Okay.
And I would say both of them were pretty simple. And anyone who would have done like covered all the topics of coding, they can easily solve them. So my first question was to find the kth smallest element in an array. So I knew two, three approaches of the problem, and I started off with the naive solution. So we discussed through the time complexities and space complexities of the solutions, and then we went forward to the better approaches. So when I told them the approach which used a priority queue, then so I coded it out, and then they asked me not to use the inbuilt function of priority queue and just implement the data structure then and there. So I just knew the concept of how it was implemented. I didn't really knew, like I didn't had coded it out.
Mhm.
So it was like a like 20 to 25 minutes just went in that, and I coded it out. I walked through the process of building it, and so it was pretty interesting. And at the end it was done, and they were satisfied and happy with my approach. So my next question was level order traversal for binary tree, the zigzag level order traversal.
Mhm.
So that was also a pretty simple question, and I told them the approaches, including the BFS and DFS one.
Mhm.
Then discuss the time complexities. Then I coded out the BFS one, and then I had to dry run it. So this was for the
First
first round.
interview. So were
Yeah.
there any questions asked based on subjects or based on projects or
So, for the first round, I guess I did many interview experiences for Flipkart. So, for Flipkart, it's mainly based on DSA, the technical rounds, and in the HR or on the HM round, they ask questions from the projects part or from the subjects.
something?
So, yeah.
So let's move on to the next interview round. Was this a completely technical round or was there like some non-technical elements in this?
So my like surprisingly, it was the last round and it was the HM round. So in this round, it was not like DSA and stuff. They just asked me questions related to my project and to my resume. Like they went deep into my resume and the projects. So it was a pretty interesting one as we discussed a lot of approaches and uh, a lot of scenarios for a particular thing. So the next round also went out for
For
like
the viewers watching, can you clarify what HM is?
yeah. So HM is stands for hiring managerial round. So it's not exactly HR, it's not exactly technical. It's
Right.
like in between of them, and they might ask questions related to your technical stuff, and they also ask HR related like the behavioral questions. So the lady was very supportive, and made me quite comfortable when I was speaking. So the interview started off with my introduction, and to my surprise, she asked many questions with on my introduction itself. So I guess she really wanted to know what kind of person I am and how I have built through the journey, and what did I exactly do in my college years
Right.
and what was my thinking. So I guess she wanted to know it. So we had a good talk on it, and she also asked me for some things that like my achievements in college. So this was for the intro part. So then she asked me a project to choose from my resume so that she could ask some questions on that. So uh, I had done a project on an e-commerce website. So I had made it in Monstack, and I had also mentioned the project link, working project link on my resume. So she opened it, and she saw the website, and then she went deep into like she asked many questions to in it, like what was my inspiration for the design of the project. So she asked me questions like what was my inspiration for the project, what was my inspiration for the designs, how did I decided that I have to just put everything where it was. So like she went really deep, and she asked me for everything, like if I choose MongoDB as the database, then she asked why did you choose it and why not some other one. I
Right.
use like JWT authentication for the login purposes. So she asked it like why this, why not some other one.
I think this
So
is very common during the project discussion to discuss the trade-offs of
right,
anything that they can. I think this is a very
yeah,
good cue for a lot of interviewees to prepare on beforehand before they go into the interview
right,
process.
right. So then she asked me like the architecture of the project and how did I test it out, like things if things are working out right or not. And then at last she went on like through my learnings from the project, and like the problems I faced while making it, and how did I got through it, and what did I learn from it.
Right.
So the discussion went on like for 30 minutes on projects itself. So it was an interesting one. Then she asked me some behavioral questions, uh, like if I get a conflict, if I get in a conflict with my colleagues or with my seniors, then what would be, how would I behave in those situations? And then finally she asked me like where do I like see myself in 5 years, the standard interview question. And uh, she asked me the Flipkart's values and how do my personality align with those values. So yeah, this was for the HM round. So it went pretty well, and she was happy at the end. So yeah.
Okay, awesome experience. And the way you also put everything, I think it is very clear to the viewers on how they can like get the questions
Right.
during the interview, and especially for
Yeah.
Flipkart. So let's now talk about some other things. Like, given that you're from the EC background and you did not have any subject knowledge in terms of the IT, DBMS operating system, yet you still were able to build all these projects, and you were able to clear a company like Flipkart through your rigorous preparation through like competitive coding, the DSA. So let's understand about your preparation. How did you do it?
So, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter from which branch you are. Uh, if you're really focused on what do you want to achieve at the end, then it's just a journey. You keep on learning stuff based on your interest, and at the end, it's like your interest which drive you to your success. I started off with web development stuff because, like, I was, or to be honest, I was not interested that much in EC. I did a course in IIT Kanpur for the web development. So it's like you try all the stuff and see what interests you.
Hmm.
And then the interest itself drives you towards doing more of it. I took a reference from the various YouTube channels, like from Gate Smashers. So I use them to learn the things, learn the subjects. And one interesting thing which comes in our interviews is the system design part, although it wasn't in my interview.
Hmm.
But like that's the very interesting part. But like people don't learn it much. So I would recommend learning it from the Gaurav Sense YouTube channel, or there is a course on educative.io, and it's a paid one, but if you find it, you can get it for free as well. So you can go through it. It's very interesting, and like for like interviews in some good companies, they do ask questions from system design. So these are the this was for the subjects part. And for DSA, like I started out with the competitive coding one, and I didn't got really interested in that.
Hmm.
But for the DSA part, I started off with lead code,
Hmm.
and I have done around 700 questions on lead code. I have done used interview bit for the revision part. First, for the start, coding is like difficult, not difficult really. When you try to start enjoying it,
Hmm.
then it becomes really interesting. And so like I when I did like 200 questions, I then started enjoying thinking of the concepts and thinking of the solutions. So that's what drive me through the entire process.
So I want to understand this. Like you said that you solved 700 questions. How, like,
Right.
when did you actually start lead coding? And you mentioned that it was difficult at the start. So how did you like get that motivation? Like, I want to actually break it down for beginners because I've heard a lot like this. Like, there's a phobia around coding. So how can someone actually, as a beginner, get started with it and stick with the process? So what would your suggestions be on this?
So, like the coding I did, it was mostly targeted for the interview purpose.
Right.
So, when I started to lead code, like first I learned all the like basic language stuff. Then started off with the data structures, simple linked list, stacks, queues, trees, graphs. So, like all these data structures I had learned beforehand, like last year. But like a proper coding I started from in the Feb month this year.
Right.
So I took around like from Feb till mid June, I was completed with my like 600 questions on lead code. When you start off, you don't get enough motivation because you are not able to do questions on your own. So that's what pulls you back. But the key is to like keep going and keep learning, because like you have a target which you have to achieve. So push yourself a bit in the start, and like try to solve more and more easy questions at first, because that helps you gain confidence a lot. So when you are done with your easy questions, then move towards the medium ones and then the hard ones. So it goes step by step, and don't like jump to the like these are the most important questions and I need to do them first.
Hmm.
So don't do that thing.
Right.
Just start from the start, and from the basics basic strong, get all the idea of the data structure. And I would suggest when you see a new question, just like try to think of like revolve all the data structures in your mind, and then think that what can fit in here. Like I said, the key is to not stop and just move on and try to keep yourself consistent in the process. If you like take a break for a week or so, then to bring the flow back, it is a hard, like it takes time. So don't do that. Like for my case, I just made sure that I have to do at least one question a day. I try to maintain the streak. So from Feb till like June, there's not a single day that I didn't do a question. Even if you like don't come up to the solutions by yourself, uh, just just think a lot, and don't be like go to the solutions right away. Think a lot of the various possible scenarios, and then see the solutions, and then see various approaches of this for this question. It's not like you just solve an approach and the question is solved and then you move forward. See various approaches that really expands your view for solving the questions.
So you mentioned that from mid February to June or July, you solved like 600 questions, right? So what were the productivity hacks that you adopted during this time to solve such a large volume of questions?
I would like to put light upon the 3 points. So first is the consistency, which I have already explained in detail earlier. So second thing I would like to say is like try to study in groups more, and have your friends around it with whom you can discuss various approaches for the problems, because like there's a bit of competition that you can build up between your friends, a healthy competition, and I think that would really help you out getting through the process. So third thing I would like to point out is managing your time of doing the questions. Like you have to think of a like you have to make a mindset that you have to do a question in this much time. So for that I use like some Chrome extensions for lead code. They would tell me the time I have taken to solve the questions, so like it gives you an environment of a real coding test.
So I think all these points are actually really brilliant points. Like especially I like the ones about studying in a group. I think it builds a lot of accountability. So it's like you have a lot of accountability partners to keep you on the journey. And same like if you go on to a gym with a friend, that keeps you motivated to go to the gym. And the third
Exactly.
point that you mentioned about time management, it actually mimics the pressure that you feel during the actual coding interview. So I think
Right.
amazing points, and folks should really work on these points. So I'm curious as to what is the name of that lead code extension that you mentioned.
So the extension is named as LeadPlug, and you can find it easily on with a single search on Google.
So moving on to the last question of the day. So what would your advice to be to someone who is like about to join college, and it does not have to be necessarily something technical, just a general piece of advice?
So like I would say ki like don't take too much pressure while joining the college ki placements क्या होंगे end में, क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, and don't get overwhelmed कि लोग इतना सारा कर रहे हैं और मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ. So don't take too much pressure, just enjoy your college life and join the clubs and enjoy with your friends, because like these are the 4 years which you'll remember forever.
Right.
So like do the study part, explore as much as possible, but like do enjoy and like have a great college life. That's what I would suggest.
Wow. I think this completely brings happiness to all the people who will be watching this. So thank you, Shipra. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your interview experience. And hopefully your interview experience and all the tips that you shared, like really valuable insights, can help people on their journey to through getting a job or whatever it is that they want in their life. Thank you so much. That's all for this video. If you like the content, then please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm just starting out, and your support goes a long way. Thank you. Bye bye.